Now at 6, how the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education is helping districts recruit and train teachers. Plus, the Cherokee County Sheriff recognizes Red Ribbon Week with a lesson on the dangers of drug use. And an Oklahoma teen who survived blood cancer thanks to a donation meets her blood donor.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Oklahoma say a man is dead after falling off a cliff and drowning in a lake. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities say 58-year-old Troy Childress was driving a golf cart last night at Lake Tenkiller in Cherokee County, Oklahoma. They say his golf cart got stuck, so Childress got out and tried to get it unstuck when he lost his footing and fell off the cliff, landing in the lake. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A Joplin man is sentenced for abusing and killing a 2-year-old boy. Authorities say Brian Ogrodnik abused Jamison Long by choking and punching the child and recorded it on his cell phone. The boy was hospitalized and died of his injuries in June of 2020. Today, Ogrodnik pled guilty to 4 counts of child abuse and 1 count of second-degree murder. He will serve a sentence of life in prison. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us with our first look at your forecast.
All right, thank you much, Tanya. It's been a beautiful day across the area, lots of sunshine, but now the clouds are starting to move in from the south, and that is ahead of the next storm system that's developing out towards the west coast. And these two systems are going to combine and bring us some much needed rainfall. In fact, rain is starting to break out now in southern Oklahoma near Fort Smith as well. All of this is advancing towards the north, so as we go into the overnight hours and especially tomorrow, we'll see the rain starting to spread in. Temperatures tonight dropping through the 70s all the way down to about 64 degrees with increasing clouds tonight. And looking down the lane, we're going to see those clouds continuing and then rainy for your Tuesday, wet Wednesday, a wet weekend ahead, and maybe some spooky chilly-like weather for Halloween. And I'll detail all that coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Sam. 44,000 pounds of Dr. Pepper spilled across the highway outside of Oronogo, Missouri. It happened around 4:30 this morning when a tractor trailer swerved to avoid hitting a deer on Highway 96 east of Oronogo. The truck was carrying a shipment of Dr. Pepper, which spilled when it overturned. The driver was not injured in the crash. 2 tractor trailers today collided on I-44, killing numerous cattle and allowing others to run off onto the roadway. It happened just after 1 p.m. today under the East 32nd Street overpass. One of the trailers was carrying 42 heifers. Some of them were killed in the crash. Others escaped and began wandering along Rhine-Miller Road and along the South Outer Road. Several local cowboys responded on horseback to help wrangle the strays. Neither driver was injured in the crash. Grow Your Own is a Missouri program to grow and shape the teachers of tomorrow, even those still in high school. Marina Silva reports from Pulaski County on how the state education department is working to turn students into teachers.
I'm currently working as a paraprofessional at the elementary while also being a student here at the high school.
School days are typically pretty busy for Richland senior Victoria Spearberg, but as a student, an athlete, and a member of several organizations, she's also working to become a teacher.
And I knew that I wanted to be an ag teacher. So my junior year, I did GoCAPS, which is Greater Ozark Center for Advanced Professional Studies, for their teaching profession. Now, being in this profession for them, you get your para certification by taking a test.
After passing the test, her school allowed her to be a paraprofessional at the elementary school, all part of this program that helps create teachers, especially during a national shortage. Missouri lawmakers put $2.5 million toward the program. Richland is one of several schools across the Ozarks that got a $10,000 grant.
These are districts that have been working on their programs for last year or two and now really want to do some even more creative, innovative kind of thinking.
Dr. Paul Katnick is the Assistant Commissioner of the Office of Educator Quality for the state. He says based on research, many teachers like to work where they grow up.
People who have roots in those communities and understand those communities make great teachers to come back then and teach in those communities.
And that's exactly what Victoria wants to do.
Hometown, I get to see what the different lifestyles are outside of the education. So I have friends and I have people in my family alone, a large family who lives in this small town of Richland, and being able to see how the community can come together and really pull things off is something I love about a small town.
Waynesville, Crocker, Hickory County, and Hollister all received grant money as well. Early voting kicked off today in Kansas for the November 7th election. Southeast Kansans will decide a number of ballot issues. Allen County residents will vote on a $9.95 million bond to renovate the county courthouse. Uniontown schools are proposing 2 separate school bond issues, and both Girard and Labette County will be voting on sales tax options. Well, many schools across the country are taking part in Red Ribbon Week, which runs from October 23rd through October 31st. The week educates students on the dangers of drug abuse. The Cherokee County, Kansas Sheriff says Red Ribbon Week is a good chance for parents to talk to their kids.
This is just a good opportunity. It's always good to talk to your kids about dangerous things, and drugs certainly is towards the top of that list. But with Red Ribbon Week, it's just an added reminder that take a few minutes, talk to your kids, see what they know, see what they've heard about drugs. It's probably going to shock some parents.
This year's focus is on fentanyl. There are roughly 411,000 teens in Kansas. More than 15,000 of them report misusing prescription drugs. A blood cancer survivor meets a life-saving donor during the DKMS annual gala. 14-year-old Miley Atakni of Quapaw, Oklahoma, had the opportunity to meet 34-year-old Kayla Glover of Texas. Kayla donated stem cells to Miley and is excited to see what the future may hold.
Thank you so much for having me here and putting this gala together for us to be able to meet and for all the donors and recipients to have this experience.
Kayla says when she received the call, her thoughts went to her daughter and husband's late friend. Their battle with cancer is what motivated her to help. Coming up, how you can own a piece of baseball history located in Northeast Oklahoma. Plus, why a food pantry in Springfield is adding Russian to the languages on its menu. You can own a piece of baseball legend Mickey Mantle's childhood home. Investment platform Rally is making 47,000 shares of the Commerce, Oklahoma home available for $7 a piece. The home, located off of Route 66 in Commerce, has a lot of history from the Yankees legend learning to play baseball as a kid. Mantle passed away in 1995, but requested his home be renovated as little as possible to keep it in its existing condition. Well, hundreds of people gathered in Wichita's Old Town over the weekend to show support for Palestinian civilians caught in war areas. Those at the rally say they just want peace. Cale Chapman has more.
Hundreds gathered in Old Town Square with flags and signs in support of Palestine.
We wanted to show our community that we exist. We're part of Wichita, and we're just here to raise awareness on what's happening in Palestine.
We are standing up for Gaza, and we're standing up for the people of Palestine, and we will not stand for this.
Stop the genocide! We, the displaced children of Palestine, call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Many at the protest were concerned for the safety of civilians in Gaza.
It's a feeling that is unimaginable. I don't think any of our hearts can bear the images that are coming out of Gaza of children, women, just human lives being displaced. They're starving, people are dying.
The conflict began earlier this month after Hamas, which the U.S. government has designated as a terrorist group, launched a surprise assault on Israel, killing hundreds. Israel declared war on Hamas just 15 days ago. Thousands have died in the region as the conflict continues. The White House proposing $14 billion to assist Israel Friday. Maheen Khan joined the rally and says the U.S. should not finance Israel.
We have a moral responsibility to speak up and say, hey, that not on our watch, not with our money. We're not okay with what's happening over there.
A little later, Missouri Southern football holds its weekly press conference after snapping a 3-game losing streak with a win over Lincoln.
And we're looking at a good round of rain headed in our direction. I'll have it all for you in the forecast when we come back. Well, it was another warm one across the 4 states with temperatures in the 80s, and now we're starting to see the clouds increase ahead of the next storm system that's going to bring us some much needed rainfall. Let's take a look outside at Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, and as you go through the day, we're going to see the mostly fair skies this morning, and then in the afternoon we started to see the clouds rolling in from the south and west, some cirrus clouds and some alto cumulus. A beautiful day across the area, but now we're starting to see the clouds thicken as we head towards the evening hours, and that's going to continue, and also the rain is going to start moving in as well. Here's a look at the rain chances. Starting tonight, low, and then they start to dramatically increase as we go through the day tomorrow, especially tomorrow evening and into the early part of the next day. Here's a look at the upper airflow. We have several systems to come by, and that's why we're looking at a repeated chance of showers and storms. Here's the first wave that's moving up from the south and west. That's going to move through tomorrow. And then we have another bigger system to the south and west. That will start to eject out into the plains on Wednesday into Thursday. Then once that goes by, we might get a little bit of a break on Thursday and Friday before the next storm system drops into the south and west on Saturday, and that will roll through on Sunday and to Monday. So we have several rounds of showers and storms. Looking at the rainfall forecast, we're expecting a generous amount of rain on the GFS model. This goes until Sunday evening, and you can see several inches are expected. And if we look at the European model, it's even more generous with the rainfall. In fact, several inches of rain possible between now and Sunday. So hopefully this is the model that will verify. We'll have to wait and see exactly how that's going to pan out. One thing is for sure, we're going to get a lot of rain in our region. Temperatures tonight are going to be in the 60s with the rain advancing in from the south and west. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, the rain will still be with us, mainly from Joplin towards the west with south winds. And then as we head into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, the rain might let up a little bit, where we're still going to see some scattered showers with lows in the 60s and 70s. And then as we go into Wednesday afternoon, more rounds of rain, temperatures in the 70s, maybe even some 80s down to the south in Oklahoma. Then on Thursday, another round of rain moves in from the west with temperatures in the 60s. And then in the afternoon, temperatures rebounding into the low to mid 70s with still some scattered showers here and there. All right, let's take a look at the high today. It was 82, which was only 4 degrees from the record set 1 year ago on this date, back in 2022. And of course, there's that rainfall deficit of almost 12 inches, but we're going to make up a little bit of that as we go through the forecast. Temperatures right now are still very mild up to the north, mid 80s, but then lower down to the south where it's in the upper 70s in Bentonville right now at 79. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Rain, lots of it, as we start tomorrow into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, and then as we head towards the early part of next week, it gets colder behind that storm system, especially for Halloween with a high of only 49. So as the kids go out trick-or-treating Halloween evening, they're probably going to need a jacket, and we're expecting our first freeze the first day of November, just in time.
You got a warm end to October till the very tail end of it.
Yep, yeah. Hanging on to the tail end, and then colder as we, of course, start November.
Welcome to November. All right, thanks, Sam. Well, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, several local high school volleyball teams compete for a district championship tonight. And one of the best softball players in the 4 states is announced as the COC Player of the Year. Brock Baldridge has the story next in sports.
The Missouri Southern Lions put an end to their 3-game losing streak last Saturday after their 63-5 win over the Lincoln Blue Tigers. This week, the Lions return home to face one of the top offenses in the country.
We got a big one this week with Central Missouri. I think they were ranked 18th last week. They come in with an explosive offense and a defense that is getting better week in and week out. Very dangerous team, and we'll have our work cut out, but we're excited to get to work on them and get them rolling.
There's no team in this conference that we don't think that we can't score on. You know, we'll go and we'll look at what they have and game plan against them, put some plays in that we like to see against their defense, and we'll use them against them.
High school volleyball postseason rolls on here in Southwest Missouri. There are still several teams in the Class 1 and Class 2 level that are alive to win a district title tonight. Big matchup here taking place in Liberal right now as we speak. The Class 1 District 11 title game where the Liberal Bulldogs are home against the Jasper Eagles. You know, Jasper has only lost one game their entire season, so one of these two teams will be handed a trophy tonight. We'll also have highlights from this matchup tonight at 10. In the Class 2 District 12 Volleyball District Championship, this also takes place tonight, where the number 1 seeded El Dorado Springs Bulldogs will face the number 2 seeded Skyline Tigers. Winner of this match will face Diamond on the road for sectionals this Thursday in the Class 2 state tournament. Well, the high school softball season has ended for all of our local teams in Southwest Missouri, unfortunately. However, postseason awards came out today, including the announcement of the COC Player of the Year. All conference selections were released by the COC today, and Neosho's Carly Kennard was selected as the COC Player of the Year. Kennard finished the season with 5 home runs, 37 RBIs, and if that wasn't enough for you, she also pitched 115 innings, 192 strikeouts, and a 2.18 ERA. And the votes are in for this week's Performance of the Week, and it goes to the Seneca Indians. Seneca defeated the Nevada Tigers 40-36 last Friday to claim the conference title in the Big 8 West. Seneca gets a bye week this week. Then the Indians will host the winner of Cassville versus Aurora next Friday on November the 3rd. That's it for sports. We're right back right after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Southwest Missouri College opens an aircraft maintenance training program. Plus, do people really prefer brand name foods over generic options? What new research says really matters to the shoppers. And how college students in California built a home using a 3D printer. Those stories and a lot more tonight on the KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, astronomers have detected a mysterious blast of radio waves that took 8 billion years to reach Earth. The fast radio burst, or FRB, is an intense millisecond-long burst of radio waves with unknown origins. This is one of the most distant and energetic ever observed. The first was discovered in 2007. Since then, hundreds of the cosmic flashes have been detected coming from distant points across the universe. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Right.
Like astronomy.
Yes,
Yep.
It's very weather related.
It is. We had that eclipse not too long ago, and that was pretty interesting. And then we have the next one coming up in April, which is a total eclipse.
Ooh.
That's going to be down in, well, it's going to be in southeastern Missouri and north central parts of Arkansas. That's the closest it gets to us, but that's going to be interesting. Okay. We're going to see lots of clouds, though, for the next several days, and also lots of rain, which is what we need because we've been in a drought for so long. So I don't think anyone's really going to complain about that. Then as we go towards the weekend, it gets cooler. In fact, we could be looking at our first freeze by next Wednesday morning with a low of 31. Of course, the trick-or-treaters might have a little bit of a jacket, or they're going to need a jacket as they go trick-or-treating. It doesn't look like it's going to rain on Tuesday evening, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Have to keep that in mind when planning their costumes this year,
exactly
for sure.
Right.
All right, well, thank you for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.